Are you kidding me? The guy asked for something spooky.
Is it a gun that sucks balls?
I'm the farting demon in this relationship.
I'd be an awesome rich person.
You're both just an embarrassment.
God, I'm awesome.
We're talking Tom Hanks and his vehicle.
Yeah, I had my finger in my mouth waiting for you to finish.
You gotta get 4 balls or something?
Like dick piercings?
No, you know damn well I'm fucking that demon.
Still sexy. How could that be close and not be
Yeah,
right?
just kill some random dude.
His wishes.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Plotty Time, the podcast where we three gamers discuss video game stories in detail and very appropriate backlash. On one side of the table, we have Chump Slap.
No one likes Kenny G. That's why they killed Kenny A through F.
And on the other side of the table, Dr. Syintist.
I believe I heard you say it was a model made out of candy.
My name is Poppascotch, and as I always say, you want people to stop talking shit about the police? Do better police work. Welcome to Plotty Time. Sorry the quote wasn't funny, but it felt right.
It was it's pretty deep.
So let's go ahead. We'll move into our favorite segment of every week. What are we playing? What are we watching? What are we doing? And we're going to start with you, Dr. Syintist. What's going on, bud?
Well, I watched a show that you recommended, Poppascotch.
Oh?
Ooh.
Murderville.
Oh, yes. I was like, wait, did I? Which one is that? Yes. Yes, I did.
The
I did
improv
recommend
show.
that. What were your thoughts?
It was pretty good. I was entertained a lot.
I just love the first one with Conan where he just keeps slamming the hot sauce down on
Yeah. I love when they do the endings, too, and they're like, you're 100% wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I think there were definitely a few weaker episodes. Like the Marshawn Lynch one I didn't think was great.
Yeah, well, he's not a comedian.
Yeah, kind of silly.
But some of them...
The Camille Nanjiani one was good. And the
Yeah,
Anne
that
Murphy
was-
one I liked because when he dressed her up and made her say all the weird stuff about flapjacks and...
Yeah, where they were going in and out of the accents.
Yeah.
That was no, she was great, but you could tell like first of all, Annie Murphy's extremely intelligent, just as a person. She's highly educated. And she was trying to win. Like she was trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Everyone else was just kind of there having a good time goofing off.
I like how she kind of like read into it a little too much, and the captain was
Yeah.
like, "You even found evidence that wasn't there."
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
It was fun. It was fun. It was silly, pretty light.
Yeah,
I liked it.
I was entertained a lot.
I hope they do more. I really
yeah,
do.
Yeah. And then I watched this movie called Honeymoon.
Honeymoon, okay.
It's about this couple. They're on their honeymoon, obviously,
I have
and they
heard.
go to this cabin, and then the wife starts like forgetting things and acting really weird, and she's like walking around in the woods with her pajamas on and stuff, and he keeps finding her, and he's trying to figure out what's happening, and people are like, "Hey, man, just stop looking. There's nothing you can do about it."
What?
And then it gets weirder and weirder. It has Ygritte from Game of Thrones. That's the only person I really remember from it.
Some wacky shit going on.
Yeah, it's like supernaturally,
So like voodoo-y.
and like he always sees like lights like in this. They're at a lake, and he sees lights over the lake, and he tries to figure out what's going on.
Huh.
And his wife starts forgetting more and more.
Well, what'd you think?
It was pretty good. I was entertained.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Might have to check that one out too.
It's on the list.
Then I watched the great Samuel L. Jackson vehicle, The Cleaner.
I don't remember that one at all.
I don't either.
It might be new. He plays like
Might be classic Samuel L. Jackson vehicle.
he plays like a guy who cleans up crime scenes, and
Okay.
he gets a call and he has to go, and there's like blood all over the couch and stuff. So he cleans up the whole house good and leaves, but he like forgets something there, and he comes back the next day, and there's like a kid's birthday happening, and he's like, "I was here yesterday to do the cleaning," and she's like, "I have no idea what you're talking about."
What?
Nice.
And then he goes through and he tries to figure out like exactly what happened. He's like, "Oh, I'm at the wrong street," and he leaves and he tries to figure out like,
It's like, why was he cleaning up his house and nobody
yeah,
knows? Interesting.
Dun, dun, dun.
it was pretty good. It has what's her name, Ava Mendes, Samuel L. Jackson,
Okay.
a couple of other people who I can't think of off the top of my head. And if I stall long enough, I can look it up on IMDb.
But you're saying it's good. It's worth a watch too.
Yeah. Oh, it was good. Ed Harris, that's the He's like the Samuel L. Jackson's buddy. Luis Guzman, of course.
Is he
Get
really?
the fuck out of here.
He plays a detective.
I'm watching this.
Yeah.
Look.
You know what, let's just break now. Let's just all go watch it.
Yeah, right.
I can't believe I forgot Luis Guzman was in it.
I'm embarrassed for you. I'm embarrassed for this podcast.
I can't believe you didn't know he was in it without even seeing
You're
the
right.
movie.
You're talking like I don't memorize his entire filmography.
I know.
Yeah,
It's
they're all
embar-
tattooed on my body.
I was thinking about the Italian name for the movie.
Oh, yeah.
El Clinero.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yavadoro.
Basura. which I think means trash.
Doesn't Java mean to clean?
I have no idea.
Like lava.
Yeah,
The
like
soap.
it's something like soap. Yeah, and I watched a movie Chump Slap talked about last week, Uncharted.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What'd you think? Casting was bad.
No, I don't.
Huh?
I don't mind Tom Holland in it. I didn't like who they cast for Chloe because it didn't remind me of Chloe, and Chloe's my favorite character.
Okay.
I don't. I just you're used to Sully with in the video games and seeing Mark Wahlberg there, kind of. I don't know. It's not Sully. It seems to me.
Yeah.
No, when they were originally talking about doing it, 10 years ago or whatever, when they were going to have Mark Wahlberg be Drake and De Niro be Sully, I was like, I can see De Niro doing it.
But it's
Sully is Sully, man. Like, it doesn't make any sense for Mark Wahlberg to be fucking out there being Sully.
no. And it's not as good as any of the games, but I mean, it's not bad. If you want to watch some stupid, just like heisty nonsense, watch Red Notice. Then come watch this second.
Whoa.
Is it better than Ambulance?
Different types of movies, man.
Okay.
The fuck's
But yes, it's better than Ambulance.
What's ambulance?
Ambulance is like the new Michael Bay ridiculous action movie with what's his name? Jake
Gyllenhaal.
Jake Gyllenhaal is starring in Ambulance.
Oh, yeah. It's like
L.A.
L.A.
Yeah.
I just want to turn off my goddamn brain and watch explosions. That's what Ambulance is.
Shit, I'm going to have to put... You guys give me too many movies to watch.
Sorry, but I haven't seen Uncharted yet. I know I said I was going to watch it last week and I lied, but next week I'll put it on the list. I'm writing it down.
Fair enough.
There's so many movies on my list that you two have suggested or that I've found elsewhere, and I still haven't watched it. I'm not even close.
Yeah.
I would love to like take a day off work and just go through the list, but I know that wouldn't even put a dent in the list. There's no reason.
And I would do all the other stuff that I've been putting off.
I know, like all the important life shit I've been putting off. Yeah, that's probably what I do. Yeah.
But I played a little indie game this week called Lost Words Beyond the Page.
Lost Words.
Yeah. It's a little too hardy for Chump Slap, I think.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. It's a story of like this little girl, and her like it begins with like her talking to her grandmother, hanging out with her grandmother, and then her grandmother has a stroke.
In front of her?
Okay.
Do you get to watch it?
No.
Because that would have been weird.
It's
That would've
you're
been
reading
a
through
move.
her journal.
Oh.
And then she starts it takes breaks from the journal, and she like is making a fantasy story of herself and going through it.
Okay.
And how it's pretty good. If you like games with heart, it's pretty hardy. It's deep, I guess. Not farty at all.
Pass.
But it's a good
Zero
indie game.
fart? Not even a little fart?
No, not
Yeah,
even.
Okay.
But it's good. It's about a little girl dealing with her losing her grandmother, basically.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And that's kind of where the story goes. It kind of mirrors her life a little bit.
Yeah, but it's like her fantasy story.
Yeah, and it's kind of platformy, but it's good. If you like indie games and you kind of like that kind of stuff, play it.
Make you cry.
No.
Make you fart?
No.
Everything makes you fart, liar.
Gotcha. Caught you in a lie, Dr. Scientist.
But yeah, play that game if you want.
All right.
But yeah, that's all I did this week. What about you, Poppascotch? I know you didn't watch Uncharted.
No, I did not watch Uncharted. I'll start with what I played. I bought this game a while ago, never got a chance to play it. Told you guys I was going to play it way back when during our
Toe Jam and Earl.
review. No,
Leisure
it was one
Suburban.
where... Jesus Christ, can I just... Jesus. So I bought the disc months ago, put it in, installed it, started playing it, and literally the next day, they're like, hey, this is going to be a free game next month.
NBA 2K?
FIFA 22.
Oh, that's right.
So I waited a little bit and then downloaded it and then played it a little bit. It's fine.
It's just like every other FIFA, right?
Yeah, pretty much. You could give me this game, you could give me FIFA 18, you could give me FIFA 2010, and other than graphics, I don't know if I'd be able to tell them apart. Which I know for some people who are really into FIFA are like, I'm going to kick your dick off your body. But no, I can't tell them apart. It's a button for kick, it's a button for pass, it's a button for through pass, it's a button for fancy shot. Bam.
Yeah. Sounds like FIFA.
And one of the buttons is a slide.
True.
Yeah, it's still fun. Like, I'm not saying it's not fun, but I don't see myself getting into it nearly as much as I did NBA 2K. I'll tell you that much.
Okay.
That's really all I played. I fucked around a little bit. I started Grand Theft Auto 5 for like 10 minutes, and I was like, what am I doing? I think I didn't get a chance to touch it. I kind of took a break from Alan Wake after I platinumed it, but I'm going to go back and do those DLC. Maybe I'll do Control. I mean, Grand Theft Auto 5 is... I like it. I like how it plays. It's a great game, but I've been here twice already, you know?
Yeah, I couldn't see playing it the third time.
And I've, like, when I originally got it for PlayStation 3, I played through the entire story twice. When I got it for PlayStation Store, I played through the entire story definitely once, I think 1.5 times-ish.
Jeez.
I'm like, dude, I know where all the missions are. Like, I know everything I'm doing. What are we doing
Speed
here?
run it.
Speed
Coward.
run it. I'll start exploiting glitches and shit.
Yeah.
I wonder what the speed run is for GTA 5. I'll take a look while I'm going through other stuff. But I did, when it comes to stuff I watched, I took a recommendation from your boy, Sir Chump Slap.
Oh,
Oh, yeah?
I watched X,
Oh, yeah?
and I gotta say, I kind of loved it.
Really?
really?
I liked it a lot. I liked.
I hated the killers, man.
It was just so fucking weird, man. It was
Yeah.
weird.
I'll give you that, but...
I liked the characters. The only other person I recognized besides Kid Cudi was Brittany Snow.
Oh, just thinking about it now. The one guy, the first... I guess it doesn't matter. The first guy who dies. I believe he was in the remake of Evil Dead. He gets fucked up in that movie. I think that's the same guy, but whatever.
I need to watch the remake of Evil Dead again. It's been a while. But I remember, I think I've seen it once, and then one other time when it was like kind of on the background. But I remember loving the new Evil Dead, because it was fucking
Dude,
nuts.
it's one of my favorite horror movies ever.
I mean, it's a great remake. It's a great original movie. Like, the original Evil Dead, all of them are great. So I'll have to revisit that. That's on the list, too.
Oh, just for the quick record, the speedrun record for any percent is 5.5 hours.
Really? Wow.
There's like mission skips and stuff. You get 3 hours and 15 minutes, but I don't know which category you want to run, Poppascotch.
That's fair enough. I'll have to do some research. But still, 5 hours for that game seems nuts, just because of how big it is, and like missions make you go from one end to the other, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
And I can't imagine rushing that game without dying, because eventually you're gonna like fly off a cliff or something,
Yeah, something's going to happen.
or into mission, whatever. So I really liked X. I really liked the fried Texas feel of the whole thing. Like, I just
That's because
felt
you were in Texas.
maybe
Recently came back, so yeah.
you just feel the heat, like in that movie, the uncomfortable fucking non-AC heat, and everyone's like kind of sweating.
Yeah. Well, it was like the 70s, right?
Yeah, people don't sweat now.
No.
No, they don't, not anymore. Not with AC the way it is. And then I also I saw that the latest season of Better Saul
Call
Saul is coming out. The final season is season 6, and I wasn't sure if I watched 4, so I watched all of season 4 again.
Yeah?
And I really like it. I like it a lot. I like it. I don't know if I like it as much as Breaking Bad, but it's still very good. It's a good show.
Yeah. I couldn't get into it. Maybe I'll try it again.
I liked it. It is tough to get into, but it's interesting to see how they did things in Breaking Bad. But the problem with prequels is you always know where it eventually ends up.
Yeah, you know who lives and shit.
Yeah, but it's got to make the journey to them interesting, and I think it does a good job of making it interesting.
All right, that's fair.
Because like in Breaking Bad, like they had that whole underground drug lab in the laundry. This goes to them building it.
Oh, really?
And like all the stuff they did, like they had to hire people from Germany to come in, and like they basically stuck them in a warehouse and wouldn't let them leave.
Yeah, that's fair.
They're just stuck there for months building it. But I thought it was good. Check it out. I'm gonna get through season 5 and eventually 6 sometime here. I still haven't watched Ozark. This list is just ridiculous.
Yeah, it's too much shit.
But the only other thing I want to talk about, a movie I saw, which I'm gonna say was good.
I like where this is going.
Yeah, this is right in our wheelhouse. Have either of you guys seen In the Tall Grass?
Maybe? Is it time travel-y?
Sort of.
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah. It's basically these two people, brother and sister. Sister's pregnant. They stop by the side of the road. They hear a child screaming in a field that's just filled with, get this, tall grass.
Oh, yes.
They rush in to go help. Shit goes down.
It's like a Stephen King movie or something, right?
I think it was based on like one of his novellas or
Yeah,
something like
yeah.
that. and it does get very Stephen King-y at the end. But I liked it. I think it's good. I don't know if it's good, but I liked it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes 100% perfect sense.
Some things I think they could have done better, but it was a good reveal. What do you think, Dr. Scientist? You remember this one?
It was okay. I mean, nothing great.
I don't feel like I wasted my time watching it.
Yeah.
However, I wouldn't be like, guys, you got to go see this.
Yeah.
I think I tried to watch it, and into it I just got bored and did something else while it was on. One of those.
I could see that, yeah. I could see where you went with that.
Yeah.
But that's all I really played or did. I was out of town. I didn't have much time to do shit. So
Fair enough.
let's move on to you there, Sir Chump Slap. What are you playing, watching, doing? What's going on with you?
Get this, I didn't play a fucking thing.
Really? Nothing?
Just like, let's take a week off. A little
Okay.
Elden Ringed out, and Cyberpunk wasn't calling my name, so I was like, let the PlayStation rest a little bit.
Okay.
So I didn't do shit.
It did do some overtime work.
I did work a little more this week. Kind of annoying, but
I get some more cash at least, right?
whatever.
Okay, yeah, fuck money.
I'd
That's right.
rather sleep. But I watched a couple series. I started watching Bored to Death. Got through like season 1.
Nice.
I believe
Did
Scratchy
I
was
finally
talking
got to you? Finally got to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You wouldn't shut up about it.
I was like, all right, I'll watch it again. It's still good. It's got a lot of heart in it, though.
It does. It does have a lot of heart.
More than I remembered. I remembered it being sillier, but still good. I mean, great actors. Decent story.
I mean, Ted Danson's great as like an old hippie pothead, but somehow extremely established businessman.
Yeah. It's the best when he gets a herpy, and he's like, just punch me in the face. He's like, why didn't you tell me not to do that? It's like everyone knew.
Because it was so clearly like the sore on his face and like a huge black, like a black and blue mark accentuating it way worse.
Yeah, it's so good. I laughed so hard for that. I don't know why, but it was funny as
great.
hell. So yeah, I watched Bored to Death. I watched the entire series of Delocated again.
Now that's a show I just couldn't get into.
I don't know. It's so silly and dumb.
It dumb is the good one, but the only parts I've only seen a couple of them, but I love the part when he's like in the woods with that guy,
Michael
Shannon.
Yeah. I forgot he was in it when I watched it this time. I was like, yeah, Michael Shannon.
Was he as good as the role he played in Knight's End, Mr. Michael Shannon?
That's a better.
I think he was better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, his role in Knight's End was a joke.
Yeah, he was having fun though.
Just plays a dumb guy who's talking about his cherry red fucking
Yeah.
Chevy or whatever. It's so
And
good.
how he orders from the—I can't remember the name of the place.
The sandwich shop and
Yeah.
what he orders.
I order number 27.
Yeah, it's so good.
Michael Shannon is such a serious actor, and I remember seeing him and being fucking terrified by him in what's Boardwalk Empire?
Yeah, yeah.
He was fucking phenomenal in that. To see him be silly is such a treat.
I know.
To see him be a silly weirdo is just great.
Yeah, if you watch one episode of Delocated, watch that one because it's just funny to
So
watch him.
as far as this podcast goes, it's Luis Guzman top,
Yep.
Jeffrey Toombs second, and then Michael Shannon third, right?
Yeah. Then Tom Hanks.
Oh yeah.
I'd put Tom Hanks over Jeffrey though.
All right, yeah.
I don't know. This is just something we're gonna have to like leave to the fans in the subreddit, and we're gonna have to get some feedback on.
Might get a couple votes on this. Or not.
We'll have to throw up a poll. We can do that, right?
Fuck if I know.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to forget by the time this airs.
Oh, yeah.
Why don't one of you fans throw up a poll? And then we'll weigh in on the comments about
That's so
it.
true.
I'm not trying to be mean and just push work off. I'm being completely honest. We will forget by the time this airs.
Oh, yeah. I already forgot what we were talking about.
Delocated.
Yeah, I know.
I forgot.
Michael Shannon.
All right. So I watched this movie called Back from Hell.
That
Why
sounds.
does this sound so familiar?
6 people, friends from college, gather at a monastery in the middle of nowhere because one of them's like an architect and they're doing work and they're like, come with me, we'll just have a party. Make a Ouija board. And then
I saw a movie like this that was called Truth or Dare.
One or two of them gets possessed and weird shit happens.
They just
I have absolutely seen this poster before.
that's probably the plot for a lot of movies, though.
Yeah, it is. It really is. I've seen at least 15 movies with this plot.
Was it good?
Well, what'd you think?
I
Come on, tell us
thought
about
it was good. I mean, it's like
Okay.
I don't know, it's English or whatever. Everyone had a weird accent,
Gross. Never mind.
but I thought it was I don't know, it was a good one for what it was. You know, one of those 6 friends come in, all these people die. There's possession and weird supernatural shit going on, and there's a priest there who knows like what it could be, and I don't know, it was good because there's like staunch atheists and they're at this monastery and they're like getting pissed at the priest because he wants to do an exorcism on somebody, and they're like, no, we don't believe in that shit, blah blah blah. But yeah,
Okay.
check it out. Back from Hell, man.
It has like the look and feel of one of those found footage gone wrong.
Yes, I wanted to say that too. Yeah, it's kind of
Okay.
like a found footage because one of the guys is like, "Oh, I just got this camera, so I'm going to tape this whole trip." You know, one of those things.
Sure. Yeah.
But, I
But
mean,
like looking at the company it keeps with the suggested movies and seeing the poster, I could definitely see this being like one I scroll through on Netflix or Amazon Prime, and I'm just like, it doesn't look. It looks like one of those bottom tier ones.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
kind of. But then I was like, "Oh, well, it's from England or somewhere, so
It's from England or somewhere.
so it's different to the ones I usually watch." You know what I mean? So I
Sure.
gave it a watch. It was okay.
Fun fact: country of origin, Italy. I don't know why it says that.
There you go. Yeah, how many Italian movies have I watched that aren't from the 70s?
At least 6, right? Well, Rec is Italian, or is that Spanish? Fuck, I think it's Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great movie.
So there you go.
All right,
So watch
there
Red.
you go. Watch Rec. Is that all you got for us this week?
That's all I got, bud.
Great. Then we're gonna move into video game news / stuff.
This is what you need to know. It's
Robert.
Poppascotch, and he's gonna show you the way to the info.
Perfect. Perfect. No notes. No notes.
Thank you.
This week we got a little bit of news about the best franchise that ever existed in modern gaming, Call of Duty.
Oh.
No, I was joking. I was not being serious. Call of Duty released. Activision mentioned that their next game is going to be Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2,
Wasn't there Modern Warfare 2
which is a
already?
sequel to 2019's Modern Warfare, not a reboot of 7's Modern Warfare 2.
So this is going to be Modern Warfare 2.
It's
2.
the second
Modern Warfare 2.
Modern Warfare reboot.
Is it TOO?
Modern
I
Warfare
wish.
also.
They're running out of ideas, obviously, but 2007 was Call of Duty 4, aka Modern Warfare.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that I don't see it in my news notes right here, but I do believe that they said that this one's coming out this year in 2022, and then they're taking a year off.
Yeah, it was either that or this one's coming out next year. I didn't
But
know.
the rumor now is that they're taking a quote unquote year off to do something that's zombie centric.
Oh yeah, Modern Zombies.
I think Zombie Chronicles 2 there were some mutterings about, but I don't think anything's written in stone.
Yay.
But there you go. The fucking biggest whatever, who gives a shit anymore. Call of Duty's coming out with a new game.
Named after an old game.
Maybe I'll get that one.
I mean, I just want a Call of Duty game to be good. I just want to play some fun fucking zombies and play through a campaign that doesn't suck. That's all I really want.
Ooh,
Is
that's a
that too
big
much
ask.
to ask?
That's a big
It
ask.
is, apparently. It's
Yeah.
way too big of an ask, I guess. But other news that came out, which I thought it's not so much news, but since we mentioned last week that the Embracer Group bought a bunch of the properties from Square Enix,
Yeah.
with that, new information came to light, and the Embracer Group decided to release the sales figures from the Tomb Raider series, which had never been released before, which I thought was pretty interesting.
Oh, people were talking shit on them, and they're like, "Here you go."
Oh, well, yeah, they're like, oh, they never released those numbers. Here you go. Here they are.
Mm-hmm.
Plop. The series was fucking huge. They had 38 million in sales from the reboot trilogy that just came out.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
They had 88 million lifetime units sold throughout the entire Tomb Raider series. Franchise being founded in 1996 with Tomb Raider 1.
How many Tomb Raider games is that?
A lot though.
A lot.
Oy, that is quite a bit. Because my timeline starts in 06, and it was 10 years before that. 1, 2, 3, and then Legend, I think. I don't know. There's also 53 million paid mobile downloads. Because apparently there's a fucking Lara Croft Go, which is a mobile version of the game.
Yeah, I've seen that.
That's insane.
But I just thought that was interesting to take a look at because that's data that had never been released before.
Yeah, so it did pretty well, but they just didn't care anymore. They're like, fuck
No,
it.
it's got to make more money than that.
Yeah, it's no Final Fantasy 14
we
money.
we can make a mobile game where you pop balloons with your finger, like what's his name plays in Rick and Morty, and they'll make more money than that.
And sell $20 million in DLC.
Yeah,
DLC to
balloons
the
are
balloon pop.
the balloons are different colors.
Sick. You get the purple DLC.
you can have faces on them.
And then you pay $2 for each sports team.
Oh,
and
I
then
was
the
thinking
sports team's logos.
$2 to get weed bot on it.
When it blows up, smoke comes out. Nice.
Purple tracers, bro. Then it looks like the rest of the news, I just got rumors and bullshit. If you guys are into that sort of thing.
Love it.
Why not?
So the first one, supposedly there is a for real, almost for real, verified leak about Rockstar's pipeline details for fiscal year 23 to 25.
They're making an oil pipeline?
Well,
Almost.
okay, so here's the thing. Way back when, probably like 10 years ago, there was basically a PowerPoint, a slide,
Right.
that had Rockstar's plans for the next like 4 years, right?
Yeah, probably had a bunch
Probably
of
had
Grand
GTA
Theft
6
Autos
in
on
it,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Grand Theft Auto is up. I think the Max Payne, the third one, was out maybe. But the point I'm getting at is now someone had posted anonymously online fiscal year 23 to 25, which is in the exact same format. Now, obviously, the format can just be copied,
Yeah. I mean,
but people are using it as a comparison. If this is correct, there's some interesting titles coming out. Grand Theft Auto 6, this is saying, would happen calendar year 2024.
oh, fucking put your money where
So
your
what's
mouth
that?
is.
20 years after Grand Theft Auto 5?
I think Grand Theft Auto 5 was 2013.
Yeah, it's already been 10 years at least.
Because it was the end of the PS3 generation. Because then they released it after a
Yes.
year on.
And then they
4.
made you pay the full price to get it on 4.
Those fucking scumbags. They're saying NBA 2K23, which is the next year's version, launching September 16th, 2022. No big surprise there. That's a couple months away. But the other interesting things, something called Red Dead Gunslinger, which is a mobile game releasing spring 2023. But supposedly, there's only one thing listed here: new iterations of previously released titles. They have Max Payne, the trilogy, the definitive edition, launching fiscal year 2025.
Oh, I heard that rumor about Max Payne coming back, yeah.
That's right, because we just reported the news a couple weeks ago, I think, where they were talking about Remedy signing a deal with Rockstar to make complete remakes of 1 and 2. Which, I'll tell you what, if they completely remake Max Payne 1 and 2 and give me an updated version of 3, fuck, yes, I'm in.
Yeah, I'll play it.
Max Payne 3, I still think that game's underrated. I thought it was great. I know it's not really like, maybe not your guys' speed, but I fucking loved it. Fucking loved it. Anyway, in other news, Naughty Dog developer has mentioned an unannounced remake project on LinkedIn. And that gives us pretty much fucking nothing, but
Uncharted.
it gives me a springboard. What Naughty Dog franchise would you like to see come back?
What is there besides Uncharted? Jack and Daxter?
I don't know.
Wait, are they also... Wait, don't they have Crash? Right? Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah, maybe. Sounds familiar, but didn't they just re-release that?
The only way I know that it's Jack and Daxter is because you can find like Jack and Daxter precursor eggs in the Uncharted games as some of the treasures.
I don't even know what the fuck they do.
I thought this would be more fun. I thought we'd all be like, oh, this
I thought you were going to spout some
this one.
games that they do.
I know.
The only one I know is Uncharted, really.
I mean, obviously I'm going to do that. Obviously.
Yeah, what the fuck? What are you?
Obviously, yes, they did do. Oh, duh, yeah, they did Crash Bandicoot because remember in Uncharted 4, you played the original Crash Bandicoot for a minute.
Oh, that's right.
So, Crash Bandicoot's on the table. Jack and Daxter is on the table. Uncharted, Last of Us, those are the new ones we all know about. They're on the table, but also the older franchises that maybe no one really knows about, such as Way of the Warrior, which was released in 1994 for the mother fucking 3DO.
The Last of Us?
That's what he said.
Oh, I wasn't listening. I was reading.
The Sega 1991 Sega Mega Drive Genesis classic Rings of Power. Or, guys, 1989's Amiga Apple II GS classic Keith the Thief.
I was just going to say that one, dude. Keith the Thief.
I shouldn't spoil it. I
The
might
Apple
do that one
II
next game.
GS.
I know, right?
Jesus.
Or the 1998 Amiga classic Dream Zone from 1988, which I just said. Anyway, so that'll be fun. Let's see. It's got to be either Crash or Jackson Daxter, right? Did Jackson Daxter ever really go away? When was the last one of those?
3?
I don't know, but you got to look at the cover of Keith the Thief. That looks
I saw it. It looks
badass.
What is
pretty
it?
fucking dope.
It's like a boy in his lockpick.
It looks like Rag Gravity.
Yeah, kind of.
Or Grad Ravity.
No,
we went to
Rad
high school with him.
Grad Rapid.
Grad
Good guy.
Ravity.
Good guy.
Shout out Grad Ravity. So yeah, it's Jax and Daxter. You're correct. The last one I see here is 2004.
Is that 3?
So it's either Jackson. Why do I have so much trouble
Probably
saying
Jack and
Jackson Daxter?
Probably. I mean, that's like probably the biggest one.
Yeah, there was recently Uncharted. There was recently Last of Us. Recently Crash Bandicoot. It's really the only one left.
Yeah. Think we figured it out, guys.
All right, crack the
After
case.
doing this for 4 years, we figured it out. And we're all going to be wrong. It's going to be something else that we didn't know.
Yeah. Keith the Thief.
It might be Keith the Thief, or it might be Math Jam that was released in 1985 for the Apple II.
Oh, shit.
Hey, you played some quick maths, I saw.
Anyway.
I'm putting all of my money on Ski Crazed, but I expect some good odds, all right? I want like 15 to 1 at least.
I'll give it to you.
Thanks. All right, so last piece of rumor news. Apparently, it is being leaked with, through a non-credible source. It comes from a guy by the name of Yoshi P from the Near Reincarnation stream. Supposedly, Final Fantasy 16 is already completed.
Ooh. And we didn't see anything about it?
Supposedly, developers are spending time polishing and debugging the game and completing the trailer. The theory is that the trailer is going to drop very soon, within the next few weeks.
Right.
They said certain factors, quote unquote, which no shit, caused the announcement to be delayed, but it should be soon. The dev team spent a long time polishing and debugging the game. It's pretty much done. So, it would be very, very fun to be like I know Fallout 76 isn't the greatest example. No, it might have been Fallout 4, where they announced Fallout 4 in June and then it came out in like November.
Yeah, there was like out of nowhere.
It's actually better, so you're not worrying
I
about it.
love when they do that.
Yeah, better than
I do too.
3 years from now, we're going to have this game.
But I just wish, like, for those games, they just let a little bit leak once in a while. Just give me a little fucking taste.
You've been dealing with it with GTA for how many years? Do you really want to keep that going?
Well, all these rumors, who knows what's like a real leak, Give me a teaser image, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, or website or something.
Some online code defined or whatever. Who gives a shit? Well, that's the news. Final Fantasy 16 is either completed or near completion.
Or not.
There you go. Fucking.
Good stuff.
So how about we get into it? How about we get into the game here, guys?
Dude.
How does that sound? All right, well, this game is the game where we ask the question, can we do this exact same fucking game for a third time? The answer is yeah, we're gonna. The game is Syphon Filter 3. People have been begging for us to do the third installment.
I swear.
You can go back, way back when, very early on, we did the original Syphon Filter.
Episode 5. Audio sucks. I tried to listen to it at work the other day.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I put a lot of work into learning how to actually fucking make us not sound like shit. So
It shows.
that checks out. Syphon Filter 2, we did way back, I don't know, I did a ballpark.
2019.
2019,
sure.
maybe episode 40 or 50, October 24th, 2019.
Yeah.
So it's been a minute since we got to 3, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, your wish is our command, because this week, part 3, it was released November 6th, 2001.
You know what that is?
Less than a month.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, holy shit. We haven't said that in a minute.
Scientist got it. Scientist came on that ride with me.
Well, I think
I was thinking of albums already.
I think this game was actually delayed because of
that.
9/11. Yeah, I think
They probably changed the whole thing and made it the shit game that it is now.
Whoa, don't tip your cap. Get there, Sir Chump Slap. We got a whole game to get through. November 6th, 2001. Number 1 song in the country. I don't even...
Ladder to Heaven.
Ladder to heaven.
You believe
In a ladder to heaven.
No, there is a Ladders to Heaven. Is that what you're doing?
That's from South Park.
Yeah.
I don't remember that at all. I thought you fucked up Stairway to Heaven. Like, first of all, that was 20 years before that.
No, it was after 9/11. They were like, all these guys just making songs so people would buy it, and it was a ladder. Do you believe that there's a ladder?
It's funny.
Yeah. Watch it.
Family Affair by Mary J. Blige was the number one song.
What a weird. Yeah. How did we not know that?
Number one movie. Man,
The Patriot.
I'm not good at giving hints to you guys. No, it was definitely some escapism. It was an animated movie.
Toy Story.
No. Wall-E.
Wall-E, I believe, was a bit later. It was like 2006
Toy
or
Story
2007.
2.
Ants. A Bug's
I think
Life.
Ants-
movie.
Ants is not a bad guess, but it is not Ants. It is I'm trying to think about what the name of the
Up was
big
later.
blue asshole.
Monsters, Inc.
Monsters Inc. It is. All you needed was the hint
with Mike Wachowski?
of the big blue asshole, and Chump Slap nailed it. Monsters Inc. Voices include Billy Crystal, John Goodman, and someone named Mary Gibbs. Also, this day in history, November 6th, 1936, RCA displays a new invention that they think is going to catch on. It's called a television to the press.
Ooh. CRT.
The downfall of civilization right at the day.
That was vacuum tubes, right?
Yeah, we're living in idiocracy because of that thing.
It was an exclusive for PlayStation, developed by Bend Studio, published by Sony Corporation. Sony Computer Entertainment. There it is. Third-person stealth shooter where everybody runs a little silly. Dr. Syintist, you picked it this week. How about you take us into it? Tell us what this game is all about.
Well, the game starts with you standing at the grave of Teresa LaPon, who I'm sure you all remember died near the end of Syphon Filter 2.
Absolutely. I remember.
Yeah.
But the only thing I don't remember is how did she die?
Yeah,
Let's say-
and she was shot by, I believe,
Some other.
the main antagonist, who I can't think of the name.
Was it also Romer? I remember Romer's name
Romer was
from
from
a
the
lot of
first
these.
one.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
The bad guy from the second one. Look, people, we're not going to go back and listen
I
to
remember.
these episodes, but we would love it if you did.
Maronov.
How
all
could you
I
ever
remember.
forget? I'll always remember Marinara Bomb.
So glad we get to use that hashtag again. Marinara.
I mean, I went back and I did listen to some of these, but I can't remember how she died. But anyway, she dies at the end of 2, which happens immediately after Syphon Filter 1. So this is all like
Yeah.
One long story, right?
Yeah.
Not really that long, apparently.
No, yeah.
Because all this is flashbacks.
Well, sort of. They then the Secretary of State, whose name is Vince Hayden, shows up and he's like, "I'm having hearings." Because if you may remember from Syphon Filter 2, after the events of Syphon Filter 1, you and Lian Jing,
Yeah, Leon.
their partner, are considered traitors to the United States, and because you're blamed for the release of Syphon Filter or whatever.
Obviously.
Even though you're the only person that made it as, I guess, small of a release as possible.
Yeah, something like that.
You're the reason the world's not completely dead.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And so you get dragged into these hearings, dragged.
Dragged, I believe.
And then it starts with, I mean, it's not as ridiculous as Senate hearings today, but it's still pretty ridiculous.
Yep.
He's like, "Hey, did you kill a world leader?"
So I was taking this to assume that this was some kind of like closed door special
it seems like that because there's only like 3
there's
people there.
Yeah.
3 people who are testifying in him.
Yeah, it had to be some kind of off the books thing, right?
Yeah, probably some national security conference or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, they couldn't get a smaller room. They had to go into like whatever.
Yeah. I assume there's other people there besides the Czech Secretary of State. They don't show them, but whatever.
I don't think there is.
It's weird that would be that way.
Well, I'll just tell you why.
It's PlayStation. They probably didn't have the fucking processing power
Yeah.
to render more than 3 people.
But
Boom.
you play as a couple characters in here, and your first one is Gabe Logan. And he says, "Hey, did you kill a world leader in Japan?" And Gabe's like, "No." And he tells a story of what happened when they were in Tokyo a couple weeks ago, which I think is after the events of Syphon Filter. I'm not exactly sure of the chronology here.
I don't remember.
It's no, because this game definitely tells you about missions that happened in 1, missions that happened in 2, and I think missions that happened like years ago.
Yeah,
This wasn't.
Yeah.
This is like Teresa's first mission ever, which would have happened probably before Syphon Filter 1,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, definitely.
But yeah,
It's like if I could. Sorry to interrupt you, Dr. Syintist, but if I could give a parallel, Did we do Call of Duty Black Ops?
Think so.
The storytelling is the same because you're just jumping through time as someone's being like debriefed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But anyway, like you were saying.
But yeah, it goes basically through this. I guess it's a tutorial mission of Japan. And it certainly does seem like you snipe somebody, a world leader.
Oh, you do. How?
Even though you just lied to the Secretary of State about it. But it's a closed hearing, so who cares?
Yeah.
I was just watching an episode of Archer where, it was the one with his bro who killed all those people and took the plutonium.
Yeah.
That was Timothy Olyphant. I can't remember who's the character's name. But the guy's like, I'm just so tired of the secrets and lies and the secrets and lies. And Archer's just like, yeah, that's espionage. That just reminded me of this moment.
But anyway, you start a firefight with people across the street from another hotel. Whatever. Eventually you escape the thing, and they're like, hey, they kidnapped the ambassador's daughter. You got to go save her.
Of course.
So you run awkwardly over.
The running animation's just so weird. Go YouTube it, people. Just check this out.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
So then he's like, all right, eventually saves her. I mean, it's what he does. And he puts her in a safe location, and then he escapes out of Japan. And then it kind of cuts back to the Senate, and he's like, how did you start in the agency? Blah, blah, blah. And how did Syphon Filter happen?
Yeah.
So Gabe's like, well, let me tell you a story about Costa Rica.
Let me tell you about Syphon Filter 2.
No, this is 1.
Or 1. Oh, yeah.
This is the opening animation sequence for Syphon Filter 1 is the Costa Rica mission. You don't even play it in 1.
Is this the game where you had to fight a tiger?
No, you're thinking of Hitman.
Am I?
Yeah, where you had to like fight the tigers and lure them to a certain area, or you had to lure the guy to an area and he had to get eaten.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you're thinking of Hitman.
It's not like this, no.
That's what this reminded me of, this whole mission.
I get that. I understand that.
But if you may remember from Syphon Filter 1, the guy they went to save was found dead, and then they figured out that Eric Romer was doing all this.
Yeah, I do remember the whole thing. Like, it's like, oh, they're not making drugs or
This is basically the preamble for Syphon Filter 1.
Okay.
And it's kind of how they figured out that Syphon Filter exists. It's the beginning of the story.
Right.
But it's just you going through Costa Rica, and you eventually find Eric Romer's in charge of it, and then you call in an airstrike on a plantation to get rid of the stuff, and you chase Romer through the streets and on his plane, and then Romer just escapes, and then you slaughter everybody.
Yep.
Sure.
Classic
hero
Syphon
shit.
Filter
Yeah, classic spy
Secrets
stuff.
and lies, bro.
So next is he questions the next playable character, Lawrence Majari, and how he became involved with the agency. The agency is the group that Gabe and Leon work for.
It's Black Ops.
Yeah, Black Ops.
Very
basically.
generic, clandestine, whatever.
And he's like, well, it started when I was investigating a viral outbreak in Africa. And then it kind of like follows him through that mission. And he blows up mines, frees some slaves,
Yeah.
and saves some agents. And he's like, don't shoot the explosives. And then boom, he shoots the explosives.
Of course he does. I would too.
Yeah.
And the mine starts collapsing. He's like, hey, let's get out of here. Blah, blah, blah. And then eventually you have to like, hey, there's some miners that are quarantined. Go save them. So you do. And then you find some files, and it's like, hey, this is my favorite part because I just wrote, steal some files, press W. So you press W and steal some files.
Fucking A, bro.
You eventually figure out that everyone that was quarantined died eventually.
What?
Yeah. And then Lawrence goes on to explain that he's like, hey, this is like no virus I've ever seen. So he gave samples of it. He got samples from the bodies and gave them to Farmcom, the big bad guys who run the Senate and stuff.
Didn't he give it to Lapine? Is Lapine?
Yeah, he gave them to her too. But
I got
he
you.
got samples and gave them to a couple people.
All right.
But Farmcom is, as you remember from Syphon Filter 1 and 2, the company that is making Syphon
The
Filter.
mega conglomerate that's killing everybody.
Isn't that? I'm vaguely recalling when we did the first game, we got like 80% through before we knew what Syphon Filter was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like no one mentioned or said anything about it, and it was the virus. We're like, oh, that's what it is.
Yeah, it's a virus that they stole from Fringe, where it can attack certain...
It's where all the best ideas these days
Yeah.
are stolen from.
For
sure.
A couple years after the game was released.
Before that, it was Star Trek.
But yeah, it's a virus that can attack certain genetic properties or whatever. Something along those lines.
Yeah, it kills you.
Kills only specific people.
Oh.
Oh, isn't that's right? That was the thing about it. It could specifically,
Yeah, take out a race or certain
That's right.
things.
or whatever
You
parameters.
set it to do. Yeah.
Gross.
So it cuts back to He's talking in the Senate, and then Hayden is like, all right, time for Leon to answer these questions. And he's like, how did you ever meet Gabe? So she goes on to tell a story about going to Kabul, Afghanistan.
These questions have nothing to do with anything.
Well, he's trying to...
That's a good point.
I think he's trying to prove that the agency is just them.
Just those three
doing
and
it's all their
want.
fault.
Yeah.
And that nobody has seen them do any of this except those three.
Okay. Except for everyone who's dead.
Yeah.
All right.
Because, I mean, he kills everybody. Now, this is the Kabul, Afghanistan from the 80s that they fought. Not your present day Kabul.
This is the freedom fighters versus the Soviets.
You're fighting the Soviets.
Yes.
In this one. And she's just she's like, this is the first time that I met Gabe, and I helped him stop some weapons and clear some snipers for him, and blah blah blah. And he's like, then she's like, after that all happened, he recruited me into the agency.
Okay.
And she's like, we did good work. And then all I wrote is she tells the story of blowing up a ship.
Oh yeah, I have just then some cargo ship shenanigans.
Yeah.
Didn't I say every fucking game is a docs level?
Yeah.
Every game.
Yeah. This must happen like soon before the Senate things, because they blow up a ship that has Syphon Filter on it, and they know it's like the big thing of it, so they're trying to stop it. So I assume it happens between 2 and this one.
Is this the Syphon Filter that... No, it's not. Okay.
Yeah. So it's basically you go on the ship and you blow it up.
Yeah. Boom.
I wrote, you take a dumb waiter to steal the manifest.
Yeah. That was great.
I don't think that's how dumb waiters work.
No.
And you find video evidence of like what they're doing, all the viruses on here. And then you escape, because you always escape at the end. Then she starts telling about her first mission for the agency, which was an anti-terror unit to catch Romer, which is basically her just telling her side of the story of the Costa Rica part.
I was going to say, it's Costa Rica again, right?
Yeah. So you're playing through the same mission you played through as Gabe. It's kind of nice that when you play Gabe or when you play her, you talk to the other person and you see what they're doing at that moment.
Yeah.
And then
the only other time I've seen it this early was Resident Evil 2.
Yeah.
Like where you play through as Chris, and there's a couple moments in the game where like if you take an item or leave an item somewhere, you then play through the whole game as Claire. Sorry, you play through Resident Evil 2 as
one of them.
We get you.
Leon, and then you play as Claire, and their stories overlap in certain moments, and you can get the item if the person left it for your last playthrough.
Yeah, if they picked it up, you don't have it, which kind of screws you the first time you play it, because you're just like, oh, I'll just grab everything I find.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, I'm just going to keep it. They're not going to fucking need it, and then you really need it the next time.
Well, you don't really know you're going to take it from your other player when you're playing the first time.
True.
You know what
That's
I mean?
true, because you're just like, why do they keep asking me to leave shit? What am I going to leave it for?
Yeah.
Who cares? They're dumb.
Gabe torches the plantation. You save some scientists and you hack some computers.
Sure do.
And you also save a Dr. Elsa Weissenberger, who is a scientist on the Syphon Filter project later. You're like, I gotta save Dr. Freed too. So you do that. And this is
I just have a little note here that was like, all these boxes just say U.S. government.
Yeah.
And wherever they go, it's just U.S. government boxes.
even though they're like FarmCom, some of them too. I'm like,
we should sell U.S. government boxes, is what I'm trying to say.
I think it's illegal.
That's a great idea. I'm with you. And I also think we should sell bags with big dollar signs on them.
Dude,
because
we've been
they're
saying that for
impossible to find.
years.
Impossible to find.
You try it. You won't find them.
I think we got ourselves some.
Maybe on Etsy now. I don't know if we've ever checked since Etsy was a thing.
I don't think it's illegal to just write U.S. government on a box.
I'm pretty sure it is.
I don't think so.
I don't mean to be a dick, but there's so many bags with dollar signs on them.
Well, we talk about it long enough, people solve the problem. The niche has been filled.
Yeah, this is not the first time we've been saying this. We've been saying it for years.
I'll have to
I'm gonna
talk
order
to
you
my
guys some.
lawyer.
I'm going to order 4 of them. No, I need 1 for each hand and then 2 for you guys. Okay, I'm going to order.
My laundry bag.
Oh, shit, there's a 6-pack? Hold on a sec, guys.
All right, whatever.
So then she goes on to talk about Gabe and an admission they did against the IRA. I'm not exactly sure.
They wanted to stop the IRA because they were getting
against.
the Syphon Filter virus from somewhere.
Yeah. So you blow up some trucks. This part kind of made me chuckle. You meet some MI6 dude who's like an expert lockpicker.
Russell.
Yeah, so you have to like protect him, and sometimes while he's cracking safes and shit.
Every time I hear that name, I just think of the Bloodhound Gang song.
Yep, absolutely. That's all I'm ever going to
His
think
name
about.
was Russell.
And then you get to the last truck, and the MI6 dude is like, "Ha, I'm taking it. See you later."
Oh,
he betrays you.
no.
which if you didn't see that coming, you haven't been playing video games long enough.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, exactly. Noobs.
So it goes back to the Senate hearing, and Gabe starts telling a story about his first meeting with Benton, who, if you don't remember,
I don't.
was your superior from Syphon Filter 1, who you find out is in on the project.
Ah, yes, okay.
Did you feel like doing the research for this episode, you did a lot more work than you normally would do?
Only because I had to remember what was in Syphon Filter 1 and 2.
Yeah. So not for every game, but for this game, yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes in sequels you don't have to, but this is like a straight continuation of the story. It's not.
I gotcha.
So when names came up, I had to look.
Because I remember playing this game. I know I definitely played 1. I certainly beat 2, and I think I went through 3, but my heart wasn't in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see why.
Yeah, I don't remember. I remember getting through 3 and being like, "Who the fuck are these people?" Because the only way to remember would have been to replay those games.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I didn't play any of them, so it's kind of... So, the first mission that Gabe met his Benton was conveniently the mission in Kabul that Leanne told her side of the story earlier, where they met for the first time. And basically, you're doing this mission in Kabul, you help clear the way and you're supposedly helping the Afghans fight off the Soviets. But it turns out that he was giving the guns to the Soviets and not the Afghans at the end anyway.
Benton, you prick.
You dog.
It seems like you should be suspicious of him right off the bat for that. But whatever, you go through that anyway. Then he tells the story. He's like, oh, Leanne could take care of herself. And she was doing this other thing. Then it cuts to Leanne's story about her going to Australia to save Dr. Elsa Weissenberger, who you just talked about meeting for the first time not too long ago.
Oh, yeah. She's in on it.
Yeah, and she's like, you get to her, and she's like, well, there's some test subjects around here, and we got to make a vaccine. Because even in the 90s, you could make vaccines that quick. Whatever.
Right?
Yeah.
She's
We
like,
did it so quick the last time.
yeah, because you had to. Don't forget, Leon had the Syphon Filter virus, and you saved her by getting a vaccine in the second one.
Right. Not an antidote.
Yeah, so they can't call it a vaccine.
They called it a vaccine. Yeah.
So you're helping in Australia. You go through and you find some stuff, and you help Elsa synthesize the vaccine, and then you have to go around and save the quote unquote test subjects from extermination.
Yeah, Commander Silvers wants to kill them all.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Oh, that's what Silvers meant. I was like, what the fuck? Does Silvers mean? Yeah, there's a commander he was trying to get rid of the test subjects.
Just getting rid of all the leaks.
And then Elsa is talking to Leon at some point, and she's like, I don't trust Mara Aramov, which is the first time we actually hear of our favorite character from the series.
Absolutely. Marinara bomb for life.
Full show.
And eventually you do all this stuff, you save the test subjects, and you escape, but Elsa has disappeared.
Oh, no.
So it cuts back to the Senate hearing, and Victor Hayden's like, how, after everything all you guys have done, is there not any witnesses besides you three? And he starts blaming you for all the Syphon Filter stuff.
You're treason.
And, I mean, it's a valid point, but then Gabe's like, Doc, there's someone else here who can testify for everything.
What?
And Teresa
Who?
shows up. She's like,
What?
she's
She
like-
wasn't dead?
Then why were they around her grave?
Right?
to fool everybody.
Oh, they had to go to the grave every year.
Yeah.
These guys don't know shit.
More secrets and lies.
Turns out she faked her death and took off to investigate who inside the agency, U.S. government, was on the side of Syphon Filter or Farmcom.
What'd you find?
believe
Well,
it.
first,
Oh, yes. Tell us the story.
they tell the story of how Teresa got into the agency, which is just a...
This story blew my fucking mind.
She was former ATF.
Okay.
And they're attacking a Montana militia.
Fair.
Okay.
That
Okay,
makes sense.
so wait.
Yeah, that part makes sense.
Pause a sec. Let's establish this. So, two sides here. We got to assume that they're up to some malicious shenanigans.
Yep.
Right.
And the FBI is coming to stop them and their goddamn
Well, the
malicious
ATF.
The ATF, yeah.
The ATF, sorry. Oh, God. I was already
You're
confused.
jumping ahead already.
Yeah.
ATF.
But it turns out there's another force there
Who's that?
who are just trying to kill everybody. I don't know if you know who it is as Teresa, but it's like FBI.
They're dressed as FBI.
Yeah, but they're not FBI. They're pretending to be FBI. It's actually the agency.
Jesus.
Well, it's actually NSA, I thought he said.
yeah.
And I thought Gabe was in another agency. I thought he was like a different outside of all of it.
Yeah, you're right, because Gabe is undercover in the
He's
NSA.
undercover in the NSA dressed as an FBI agent.
Yes.
Okay.
At the ATF operation against the Montana militia.
Pull that back a second.
All right. Gabe works for the agency.
Okay, Gabe was in the agency. He's always been the agency.
He's undercover inside the NSA.
Right.
Gotcha.
And the NSA is dressed up as FBI agents.
Okay.
And they're attacking a Montana militia
With the
ATF
of
there.
the ATF.
The ATF doesn't know they're there until they come across them.
Yes.
Whew. That is convoluted.
A little bit.
And Silver is the commander of the NSA right now.
Yeah.
At this point in
Who
the
you may
past.
remember is the bad guy later on.
Yes.
Jesus Christ. I was like fucking 14 when I played these. There's no way I put this together.
Right.
But
I was just like, whatever, shooting dudes.
the NSA dressed up as the FBI is there to steal satellite data from them. I guess kill everybody too.
Yes.
They're like super black ops.
They really want that data, though.
Yeah, they got the satellite data. And the ATF, well, it turns out that her mission is to save the mother and children.
That was just her personal mission. She's like, there's a pregnant woman and a kid.
No, I think her mission was to save the guy
Yeah, but he's dead.
and his family,
yeah.
but you didn't know he was dead till you got there.
But so she was on a secret mission that the other ATF didn't know about.
I think so.
I think she might have been on just the greater ATF mission, but her job was to get them.
The ATF didn't want to kill anybody. The
Yeah.
FBI wanted to
No.
kill everybody.
No, the NSA.
Yes.
Who knows? Fucking Jesus. No one has thought about this as much as us right now.
Anyway, Teresa eventually gets to the military compound and then finds out that the leader has been killed by the NSA/FBI.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, all right, I'll get the SAT data. I'll go through the bunker. I'll find the Oaktons, mother and son, children stuff, and get them out of here. And you do that. And of course, she's in labor.
Of course. She. Yeah. It's
And
fucking game.
then they escape.
It's like a
I'm
soap
not going to go
opera.
through that whole thing.
No, the whole point when she first meets fucking Gabe, he just fucking shoots NSA guys.
Yeah. His
Like
own,
nothing at all.
yeah.
To save a fucking stupid militia.
Yeah. He's like, hey, I'm undercover.
I'm here to get the info, but I'm going to kill whoever for no fucking reason.
That's not far off
It
of
sounds crazy when you say it like that.
Right? Oh, this mission pissed me off so much.
I mean, everything else was pretty cut and dry until you got to this mission, and then because
Even isn't Mara? No, not Mara.
no,
Who's the woman? Teresa. Isn't she just killing FBI guys too at this point?
yeah, NSA.
Well,
Yes.
yes, she is, but she does see them like break characters, agents, and just go into like kill everyone mode, right?
Yeah.
I guess, but
So
still.
she's like, so she is either they're way out of line and need to be put down, or they're not who they say they are and they need to be put down.
Yeah.
yeah, she'd rather
She has
save
more
some-
justification to do that than fucking.
But there could be real FBI guys there, and she's just shooting them too.
Yeah, that's
a
what I
good
mean.
point. I didn't think of that. What if there were only 2 bad FBI agents and she's shooting everybody?
They're just there to get the info back, and people aren't helping them, so they're killing whatever. All right, let's go.
So it cuts back to the Senate hearing, and Teresa has explained that she's been following Mara Aramov,
Of course.
and she's like, "Hey, Victor Hayden, you're the bad guy here." And he's like, "What?"
That's all she's been doing
Yeah.
since the.
This whole
Since
time.
the
Last
time
time
she
she
was
died.
she died.
Uh,
Quote
Oh,
unquote.
doesn't she puts a tracking device on some guy, and it's like sneak out. And the video I watched, the guy just like jumped on boxes in front of the dude who did she just put the tracking device on, and it's like you got out undetected. It was so wild.
so it was the technology was a little bit different in the PlayStation 1 era. Give him a break.
But then as soon as she accuses Victor of being the bad guy, guess who shows up and shoots him in the face?
Marinara bomb.
Yeah.
Meow, 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 meow.
And then she's leading a group that's taking over the Senate. They kind of like storm the whole thing.
Very January 6th
Yeah.
vibes. But
Except-
Yeah, definitely.
but
Just
not
like the
as-
January 6th.
just like it.
But not as stupid.
No, it was very well done, whatever they did here.
Yeah.
Way more, way smarter, way more coordinated, way more patriotic.
Yeah. And somehow less guns.
Way more patriotic. I don't think so. I don't think either were patriotic.
Well,
No,
if you
I
had to if you had to rank them.
Yeah, all right. They weren't treasonous. You're right.
I'm just saying that the people in this version of the video game were way more patriotic then you January 6th people.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
And that makes the January 6th cycle
I get
mad.
it. I get it.
I'm working on another level today.
That's for sure.
Probably the beers.
But your mission basically at this point is to catch Marinara or Mara Armov.
Nice.
And you have to disable some bombs because that's all people do in just Syphon Filters. Put huge timers on bombs.
Yeah, just detonate it. Like, why is all this stuff a timer?
Yeah, I mean, you could just remotely detonate them when you want. Even then.
Didn't the
phones now.
first game start off with a
Yes.
bomb in a subway?
Yeah, they were bombs that were going to release Syphon Filter.
Yes.
After the Costa Rica mission.
Right.
You're right. This is canon. You're right.
So you chase Mara Armov around underneath the Senate onto a train. Eventually you catch up to her and you catch her. And it's like, oh, we got it. We stopped Syphon Filter and we caught the bad guys.
I want to say there's hostages on this train, and you save them all. And one of the hostages is a senator, and when you save him, he's like, "You're gonna hear from my lawyer," and he's just a total dick about it.
That part, yeah, I do remember that. Also, how many fucking train cars did this goddamn thing have?
Serious.
You ran through like 60 of them.
At least.
I was considering going back and counting them all, but I
That would have been a long time.
didn't have the time. It would have been like, I'm guessing 40 to 50.
Yeah, it was a lot.
So this is kind of a good ending. You're like, oh, we caught Mara Armov. We stopped Syphon Filter. We found the bad guys in the U.S. government and the agency. Everything's good.
No more Syphon Filter. Wash my hands.
Yep. There won't be a 4. And he was right about that.
Yeah, true.
And then after the credits, Gabe becomes the new agency leader. And he's like, hey, that's great. And then they're like, hey, Mara Armov escaped somehow. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, of course she did.
Yeah, that was so lame at the end. By the way, she escaped.
Yeah.
Anyway, so no more of these.
And then the post-credit scenes where she picks up the sunken fucking crates off the ocean floor. I was
Don't worry. It doesn't lead to Syphon Filter 4.
I was like, why didn't you think of that? Like,
Yeah, they blew it up and just let it there.
yeah, you just sunk a ship.
That's Uncharted level thinking.
Oh, it hurt.
Uncharted
It hurt
level.
my
But
head.
yeah, we'll see if Syphon Filter comes back. Maybe we'll do the 4th game. It's not called 4, though.
All right, there it is. Though.
But that's it. That's the end of the trilogy of Syphon Filters from the early aughts.
Christ. Didn't we report in the news like a couple weeks ago that there was a patent in for the remake?
I remember hearing something about a remake of
I
Syphon
couldn't tell you what we
Filter.
talked about last episode.
Fair enough. That's it. That's the game. We did it. Final thoughts time.
All
This is where
right.
I started talking, and everyone knows it. This is our favorite segment of every week, and we're gonna start with. I guess I'll go first.
Sounds good.
That sounds good.
Especially after messing up that intro.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about because they just heard the correct one, and that's that.
All right. I got some questions for you, dude.
Yeah, shoot. What do you got?
Watching this video make you want to play this piece?
Ooh.
Okay.
Was the story as bad as I think, or was it pretty decent?
Oh.
And how many stars out of 27 are you going to release?
That could be the best one we've ever done.
By a lot, I think.
I was thinking like stars like balloons.
I liked how you said "dece" in the second part.
Oh, if he wouldn't have said it, I would have been pissed. I was ready to spit it out.
Yeah. Did watching this video make me want to play the game? It kind of made me nostalgic just for Syphon Filter in general, but
I don't know.
not
that
specifically this one, because I remember playing them like when they came out,
feeling.
and I remember really liking the first, liking the second, and the third was just. But I think now that we're looking at these so fast and so quick together, it just feels a lot like the same game 3 times.
Pretty much.
You know?
Yeah.
And the same characters keep coming back, and I don't know if that was honestly like a script thing, like, hey, we already made these models, can we stick them in again somewhere? And that's how
They were released pretty
How
close
awesome.
together, all of them.
Yeah.
Very close together, because I remember being burnt out on it by the time the third one came around. But did it make me want to play the game? Not really. I mean, maybe the first time we did Syphon Filter it would have, but not anymore. Looks like the same game. I'll just go play the first one if I play any. Did the story work for me? I kind of like the way it's displayed, the vignetting with the hearing, and then you can kind of jump anywhere and do that. It's kind of inventive, but I've seen it so many times. I really don't think this was the first one that did it. I don't have any facts to back that up, but that's what I'm going to believe.
Mhm.
And they didn't do the best job ever because they depended you to know everything about the other two ones before you even played this for it to make any sense. So, no, the story didn't work for me. Final score, what would I give it? It definitely gets points deducted for making you remember previous gens. And the best part about it is probably the gameplay and how you can jump in and shoot guys, whatever. I see that Syphon Filter, the original one, we didn't even score.
Yeah,
it was
not.
episode 5.
And the second Syphon Filter 2, I gave a 6. And I don't think it's half as good as that, but I'll be nice and give it a 3.
That's fair.
I mean, there's any cool, inventive, neat thing about it we've seen before in the previous 2 games. It's just how it is.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then how about you then?
Who,
Mr.
me?
Chump Slap. Yeah, you.
Yeah. I'll listen. What do you guys say?
Did watching this video make you want to play this game and kick its butt? Did the story work for you, or did it just leave you at the end in a huge rut?
Whoa.
What score out of 27 do you think you can put on this beautiful mutt? I think I went too far with the beautiful. It felt right, but
Yeah,
I don't think it was good.
I think the whole thing was pretty bad.
Do I?
I mean,
What?
the end might have filled apart a little. All right, anyway.
Do I want to play it? No, not at all. Did the story work for me? Or did it leave me in a rut? It left me in the biggest fucking rut. I couldn't understand why any of this story was told. The whole thing, all that
they're
matters.
killing time until Teresa
All
shows
that
up.
matters is Teresa tells you about Myron Arabom again, and you chase her down. That's all that matters. The whole rest is, oh, really? How'd you meet him? What?
I'm not going to heavily defend this game. But I understand what you're saying, because why would we even bother with this hearing if you knew all the facts and Teresa was alive and all this bullshit? But I have to assume that was to get Marinara to come attack you? Like to bring her to you?
You think it was all playing the Hayden?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But why would he summon this meeting and just ask you dumb questions?
He's trying to
know if what you know?
I think he's trying to make you the scapegoat.
Yeah,
Yes.
I get that, but why the questions? Like why
How'd you get
why
in
are
the
you telling me
agency?
how you met him? Well, how'd you get in the agency? What is
Oh, you're saying how the questions would never make sense in a hearing about anything that has to do with
I
anything?
want to know, yeah, like what's the agency? Who runs the agency? Why does he run the agency at the end of this? Who was the leader before him?
Benton.
Was he? I thought, oh yeah, Benton was in the agency. I don't know. The whole story just it didn't work for me.
Yeah, okay.
I was like, okay, what's the whole point? They just wanted to get rid of the last of the virus. They knew Marin Arabom was going to come and attack and try to take over the Senate building and then try to release the virus on the subway. Did they know that? Or was that just all coincidence at the end?
Who knows?
I don't. The secrets and lies, bro. Secrets and lies, you know?
That's
I don't
fair.
think we're supposed to know.
I don't know. The whole thing just didn't make sense to me, and it kind of annoyed me at the end. So, going to score. Maybe I'm dumb.
No.
Probably I'm dumb.
Maybe you're dumber.
But I'm just going to give it a 2 because I don't get it.
Yikes.
At the total end, when Marinara comes out of nowhere, I had to stop the video and be like, who the fuck was that?
You're right. They do play it as quite a big moment, huh?
Yeah. I don't know.
All right, well, let's bring this one home. Let's ask Dr. Syintist a couple of questions. What do you think, Sir Chump Slap?
All right. I got a couple.
Okay. You do take it home.
I'll do it. So, this video make you want to play this shit? Was the story as bad as I think, or was it pretty legit? Out of 27 stars in this Syphon Filter hole, can you fit?
In this Syphon Filter hole?
I don't know. You get
Oh.
it. See, there's like a whatever. I don't have to explain
You
it.
should be writing poetry. Would
Would I play
That's
it?
all
I
I'm
know
saying.
that.
No, not into stealthy games. Not into.
Another thing, there was no stealth in this.
Yes, I meant to say it as well. There's no stealth.
None.
You don't have to.
Not
no.
a single part.
Did the story work for me? I mean, all your guys' criticism is valid. I don't know. I kind of enjoyed the way it was done. Maybe
I like
not
the way it was presented.
Maybe
yes.
maybe not the
All right.
content of it. On how you had to know how all these people got into the agency together.
Yeah.
And that they've run missions together before. Not really necessary. And the ending was kind of out of nowhere. Mara just comes in and shoots somebody and tries to blow up the Senate.
It was set up for a fourth one, definitely.
Yeah. But I mean, it wasn't terrible. I mean, I don't mind having to remember what happened in the other games because it only took a little bit of reading. Like, oh yeah, I remember all that crap.
That's where we differ.
A little bit of reading. No thanks.
But yeah, I thought it was, as Chump put it, decent. I mean, I'll give it 5 stars.
Yeah, you should double the score if you thought it was D's.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't terrible compared to other games we've done. It's definitely lower mid-tier.
That gives us a final score then of 10. Sopranos, Road to
No.
Respect,
Yeah.
He said 4.
He said
3.
3.
3, 2, 5.
That's ridiculous you gave Grand Theft Auto more than that. By yourself.
That is. I will agree with you there.
We're seeing doubt in the system is what I'm hearing.
No,
I
no,
thought
it's
this was
perfectly-
perfect.
Oh no, my heart is still in the system.
It's legit.
I think you rigged it a little bit though.
I think nostalgia glasses
How
help
dare
him.
you? How dare you? How dare you, sir? Anyway, we gave that a 10. Yikes. We gave Killzone 2 a 14.
Ew.
Sopranos Road to Respect got an 8.
It
this-
is definitely better
This is
than
way
what
better than that. Okay.
But Bullet Witch we gave a 12.
Man, I barely.
I don't remember what that was.
I don't either. Scarface we gave a 13.
Oh. We gave Scarface 13 and this.
I gave Scarface a 0, so I don't know how you guys got higher.
I don't know. The system
can't-
works.
The system works, man. Don't doubt the system. That's what they want you to do.
Shit, yeah.
So that being said, let's go into our favorite segment of every week, which is Dr. Syintist 90s album Lock of the Week.
Rocking in the 90s. Scientists got something for us.
I was hoping he'd do the play it, watch it, do it thing again.
Every week, we ask Dr. Syintist for a 100% guaranteed amazing 90s album recommendation for the week. I don't remember if it's still in May. I don't know if we're in May.
Oh, it's
We're in
May.
Mate, it's Scottober.
Scottober. May has been replaced with Scottober. So, this week, Dr. Syintist, what do you got for us?
Well, I kind of cheated a little bit.
Oh.
This album was originally released in 1989 and then re-released in 91.
All right, well, release counts.
Yeah.
Was it
basic-
remastered?
Later. It was remastered again in 2003? 4.
Oh, weird. I know what it is.
What is
I
it?
just do.
Operation
God
90.
Yep, you got it.
God damn it.
You should have spit it out quicker, Poppascotch.
This game is bullshit. Well, give us the hints and the clues.
Well, you already
What'd
got it.
have
What's the
for us?
point?
Well, you can tell us a little trivia.
Oh, well, the hint was all that stuff about the album first. I was about to say it was basically the band's entire discography on one album, but the band was also named after a series of nuclear tests in 1952.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. But yes, it is one of the best ska albums of all time. Everybody should own it. Everybody
I
should buy
like it. I don't even like ska that much. Name some songs on it. Room Without a Window.
Yep, sound system, Jaded.
I think Room Without a Window is my favorite.
It is. Unity's good too. Vulnerability's good. I'm gonna listen to this on the way home.
Yeah, that's a damn good album.
Bad Town's so good. Caution. Freeze Up is probably my favorite song actually.
There's a freeze up coming.
But Room Without a Window you're right, that is one of the better ones.
The position being taken is not to be mistaken for attempted education or righteous accusation
Only a description, just an observation.
of the pitiful condition of our generation.
Most made of opinion.
All right. Yeah, damn good, though.
Yeah, it's a great album. And half the band went on to be Rancid. So there you go.
Another thing I didn't know.
There you go. Go listen to Operation Ivy's album. That'll then take us to our favorite segment of every week, which is Sir Chump Slaps. Who would win in a fight?
Let's get it on. Ding, ding, ding.
I thought we were gonna sing a song. Like, let's get it on.
Let's get it on in the ring.
Ah, yeah. Anyway, every week we ask Sir Chump Slap 3 different who would win the fight questions, one from the game we just discussed, one from gaming in general, and one from history and or celebrity. So, Sir Chump Slap, we'll start with the game we just played.
Mhm.
Or talked about, whatever. We'll say, I don't know. I didn't really prepare for this one. Mara
Okay.
versus Teresa.
Uh,
I think it's kind of tough because, well, Teresa does arrest her more than I just guess gets away somehow.
yeah.
If it was 1-on-1,
You lost the battle, not the war.
I think Marinara Bomb would win because Teresa's in this group that we don't even know who they are.
Sure.
We just call them whatever. But Marinara Bomb runs the shit. She is the resistance, the fucking whatever group wants, the terrorist group, you know what I mean?
Sure.
I think she has more shit at her disposal to take out Teresa if she wanted to.
Plus, I mean, it seems like for Teresa, this is a job.
Yeah, exactly. It's a passion for Marinara.
Marinara Bomb, this is who she is.
Yes.
Is what she does.
Yep.
I think that's fair. I think it'd be a tough one. It wouldn't be a round one, you know?
It'd be a good fight.
But,
Full
yeah,
show.
eventually, Marinara Bomb's gonna come out on top. So, from gaming in general, two people that have very little, if anything, to do with each other. Nathan Drake
Mm-hmm.
of Drake's Uncharted fame
From
versus
the movie or the games?
the games. It's a video
Games.
game one.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
versus everyone's favorite nerd with a crowbar, Gordon
I
Freeman.
was trying to think of who the fuck has a wrench.
The guy from BioShock, I get, but that's anyway. Gordon Freeman, Nathan Drake. Who you got?
My heart wants to say Gordon Freeman, but my brain's saying Nathan Drake would take him out. Like, I want to just like,
Nathan Freeman is just an engineer, right? He's nothing.
yeah, he's a dumbass. Plus, yeah, Nathan Drake just seems like he's got better moves and a better acquainted with guns and such. Whereas Freeman's got some crazy weapons, though.
It's kind of like Nathan Drake's a warrior, and Gordon Freeman's a survivor.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Survivors are tough; they can handle themselves, but warriors live for this shit.
Yeah, like Drake would beat him for a while and he'd still survive, but when it came down to it, Drake would take him.
Slip away somehow with a wrench.
Yep, you got it, bud.
All right, so how about the one we got from history? Because you just picked Nathan Drake over Gordon Freeman. I suppose it isn't history; it's celebrity. But while I was in Galveston, Texas, I toured a boat.
Oh. It sounds like a whole podcast.
Yeah.
And I won't bore you with the details, but
You already did.
the movie they were watching was the 1997 John Woo classic Face Off.
Oh, I love Face Off.
Everyone does.
Take
Which
your face.
led me to the question. Cage versus Travolta. Who do you got?
At the time, or
It doesn't matter. The answer's the same.
yeah, it is Cage.
Yeah.
I mean, even the characters, Cage would kick his ass.
Yeah. Any characters any of them ever did. I think Cage would kick his ass.
Vincent Vega.
Doesn't he die on a toilet?
Without even firing a shot.
He gets died coming out of the bathroom, right? Or no?
No, he's taking a shit when he gets shot by Bruce Willis.
I thought he got out. He came out.
He was okay. You're focusing on the wrong part. He did just leave his gun sitting on the counter, but he was walking out of the shitter and then fell into the
Yeah,
tub.
and then the fucking yep. I don't know. It'd have to be
How
Nicolas
about take their
Cage.
earliest roles? Would
Once
John Travolta
Flashdance?
from Flashdance, or no, he's in
Grease.
something like that, and then take Nicolas Cage from Raising Arizona.
Saturday
Nicolas
Night
Cage.
Fever.
Hey, that's it. Saturday Night Fever.
Yeah, Nicolas Cage. I like Nicolas Cage.
Take
better,
their last
so
roles.
I can't. I don't know what Nicolas Cage did last. He's always.
I'm
doing
sure he did something this week.
like Willy's Wonderland versus fucking
What was the last?
Michael.
No, Okay, wait. We just threw another level of crazy on this because the last Nicolas Cage movie that came out was the new one he just did where he played himself
Oh, that's right.
in the
What?
Unbearable Likeness of Fame or whatever it's called.
Oh, I never even saw it or heard about it, but yeah.
Oh, dude,
Either way,
go
Nicolas
check out the
Cage.
trailer. It looks awesome.
Nicolas Cage. First swordfish. Fuck out of here.
That was a tough one. I think we're going to get some letters. And if we did get some letters, where would they be able to send those letters to Sir Chump Slap?
Well, send those letters and all your fan arts to Well, send those to the Reddit, but send the letters to plottytime@gmail.com. I'll read them. I'll respond.
That's perfect. And say they want to get to us faster on the socials with that fan art that they're going to post on the subreddit. Where would they do that?
Of John Travolta versus Nicolas Cage.
With a marinara bomb.
John Travolta fighting Nicolas Cage with a marinara bomb.
Sounds good.
Get
Sounds
after
good.
it.
At Plottytime on Instagram and Twitter, and stop by the Reddit and do all that kind of stuff.
Perfect. You can also go over to YouTube, like and subscribe there. It really helps us out. Or you can go to plottytime.com, which sends you to our eBay store where you can buy some shit. As always, shout out to Blaine J, Drago the Slago, Luis Guzman, and Ham Man. Do you guys have any shout outs?
I think he covered them.
Okay, perfect. That does it for us then. So get out there, play some video games, don't trust Dr. Scientist, and we'll talk to you next time. Peace.
Peace.